Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Aerospace Tutor, Kalam's Institute of Youth Excellence, I extend a warm and enthusiastic welcome to all our learners, dreamers, and future explorers joining us today. I am Deepshika from Guru Nanak Institution's Technical Campus, and I'm glad to be your host for Lecture-3 of Aryabhata Space Utsav. A year-long online lecture series aimed to bring the marvelous of space science right to your screens. This series was started to honor Aryabhata, India's first satellite, and to spark scientific curiosity among students and educators nationwide. Our theme is Space is the Next Destination. Let's explore it. And today we continue our journey with a very special session. Now, let us take a quick look on audiovisual presentation of KIYE.
जश्न है भारत रग रग में है जीत की आदत ऐसा हुनर दुश्मन तू सूरज हम तेरे उजाले तुझसे जुदा नहीं होने वाले आखिर तक हम सफर करेंगे जय हिंद जो नस नस में है हर बाजी फिर बस में है सिद्ध जान के हिंदुस्तान बोले Sujalam Subalam Malayam Shikalam Shikalam Demagar Sujalam Subalam Malayam Shikalam Shikalam Demagar Aani zameen aasmaanon mein Aani मुमकिन है तो जहांों में जज्बे रागे और ये जुनून बनते हैं दिल के कारखानों में पहुंच गए हम पर से आगे धरती से फिर भी बंधे हैं धागे लहरे वतन की मिट्टी से जुड़ के जय हिंद जो नस नस में है हर बाजी फिर बस में है जिद ठानेंगे हिंदुस्तान बोले सुजलाम सुफलाम मलयज शीतलाम श्यामलाम वंदे मातरम सुजलाम सुफलाम मलयज शीतलाम श्यामलाम वंदे मातरम.
That was a memory recalling video of KIYE. Now, I request Mr. Jayan to talk a few words about KIYE. Jayan, the mic is yours.
Hello everyone, I am Jayan from Sri Hindu Engineering College, CSE branch. I am thrilled to share my experience of Youth Excellence. Would feel proud to highlight some of KIYE flagship programs, which are actively fulfilling by Kalam vision. Inspire India Convention, national level gathering that bring together brilliant minds, offering workshops, panel discussions, and hands-on experience, science and Inspire Space Expos. These expos aims space science accessibilities and exciting for students through interactive exhibits, models, and ISRO organization had played a virtual role in Expo. KIYE owns a lot of ISRO. Through this experience, I have gained valuable skills like leadership, management, and teamwork. I have also become more confident in public speaking and communication. I am grateful for this opportunity and hope my experience inspire others, pursue their passions and make positive impact. The Aryabhata Space Lecture series is a great platform to share India, learn from each other, and honored to be a part of it. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Jayan, for that inspiring talk. Now, let us take a quick audio video presentation of Ms. Drakshi presenting her experience in KIYE.
Hey everyone, I am excited to share my journey with KIYE Kalam Institute of Youth Excellence. From being an audience member to becoming a student coordinator, KIYE has helped me learn, build confidence and develop teamwork skills. I have even met inspiring personalities like ISRO chairman Somnath sir. What I love about KIYE is its focus on personal growth and nation building. We are working to strengthen India's defense and make a positive impact. If you are looking for a platform to unlock your potential and become a leader, join KIYE, hurry up and be a part of something amazing.
That was an amazing video by Miss Drakshi. Now comes the highlight of today's event, the moment we all have been waiting for. It gives me immense pride to introduce our guest speaker, Professor Ashok Kumar Pandey, Professor and Head of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering at the Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. Professor Pandey completed his master's and PhD from the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and carried out postdoctoral research at the Israel Institute of Technology, Haifa. During his PhD, he also collaborated with the National University of Singapore on MEMS research, a work that earned the prestigious Hetini Award in 2010 from the Society of Experimental Mechanics, USA. He has held notable roles such as officiating dean at IIT Bile and convener for the IITH Friendship Project in Nanoscience and Nanotechnology. Professor Pandey has also been instrumental in launching interdisciplinary MTech programs in integrated sensor systems and electric vehicle technology at IITH. A pioneer in educational innovation, he introduced flip teaching methods and received the Best Teaching Award at IITH in 2012. His expertise spans linear and non-linear vibrations, MEMS modeling, and vehicle dynamics, and he has held more than 180 technical papers and delivered numerous invited talks. We are deeply honored to have you with us today, sir. Professor Ashok Kumar Pandey, sir, we eagerly look forward to your insights. Sir, the virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you, all the friends, for giving me this opportunity to interact with you. And thanks due to our beloved Naresh Indian Garu, who has invited to interact with many of our youngsters, the rising stars of Indian space industry. And I'm really very pleased that KIYE has been doing several initiatives, uh, including something like conducting talks, then conducting hackathon, conducting short events and all that, and that really motivate academicians like us to also get involved in this journey where we have to really bring our nation to the next level. Friends, if you see, it is not just the industry, it is not just the academics, but you are the foundation stone for taking India to number one economy in this world. And how are you going to make India number one economy? You can see all around the wars are going on, and you can really see that how what is playing a major role is the drone, the space, those who are having best systems. For example, Akash Tir system, you might have seen how we got saved for such kind of technologies that was built by our great scientist in DRDO, to save many drones that coming day and night, and people are watching, and such a genuine, such a accurate system was built by none other than our nation scientists. And that didn't come overnight. It has come by the hard work of each and every scientist that have contributed towards a lot of fields. When we say lot of fields, what are the things generally you look for in the space technologies? So basically, if you see space, number key things that one will be really looking for is the control, the guidance, right? Then aerodynamics, then propulsions, then how should be your structure such that when it goes into the outer environment, there are a lot of heat that is there, lot of winds are there. Now, how you should make it such that these structures are stable, in the universe. So now there are things that we need to do. You will see that as a youngster, what how you should start with, so either, even if you can do your undergrad in different disciplines, but mind it, when it comes to space, space is a multidisciplinary field where not just electrical, not just mechanical, not just chemical, because even you have to coat the outer surface, right, of the aircraft, the outer surface of the structure, so that there is a less rub of the wind with the structure happens, and it should not heat it too much, right? So it means that you need to worry about the materials also. So material technology, how to really, make a small thin structure on the top of it. And so the India's journey, into the space was really amazing. And until till now, if you see that hard work that had been put up by our scientists for years, not just DRDO, our ISRO scientists, and along with that, many academicians with whom, these collaboration really came out. So IITs, ISCs, and even you will see there are many universities in India which were performed. So the thing is, what are the things that we should be looking for? So space, basically, no doubt, is the next generation. Of course, I would even say that space and the blue economy means sea. S for space, S for sea, both are going to be the biggest destination of next century. And these two things, space, if you think about, people have understood to some extent the communication, but what about communication in water? So you need to connect space with the water, space with the sea, so that you become a global leader. There have been many players like NASA, right? ESA in Europe, JAXA, CNC. So a lot of, I would say, space agencies are there. And in India, we have ISRO, which has launched Chandrayaan-3, then Aditya, right? Gaganyaan. You might have heard all these stories from our great scientists in last 2 days. And so I will not really take you to that particular thing, but that along with that, you will see that from last few years, there are so many, private startups which are coming out. And those startups are nothing but they are all coming from the institutes like IITs. They are all coming from great universities. So Skyroot, Skyroot is one which makes a spacecraft, right? And then you have Agnikul, that's also make spacecrafts. So now Pixel is another, Dhurva Space is another. So these are the startups, they are doing a lot of, I would say, indigenous manufacturing, indigenous technologies are being made, and they are putting up a lot of innovation, with the help of you guys, because you are the next generation, and with the help of you, they are exploring all the boundaries that became untouched until now. And so now if you see that, like, what are the opportunities that are available in India? So one of the opportunities that you can see is ISRO Yuvika. There are some fellowships which are available, then internships are there, fellowships are available. Then there is something called student satellite programs, where you should be looking for, just you should visit, you should always write to this institution, you look at their website and see what are the programs that they are trying to make it, and you should register. So most of the time you will see that during summertime there are a lot of internship programs, then hackathon, or introductory lectures related with the spacecrafts are going on. Now there is something called CubeSat and nano satellite missions by universities like ISC, like IITs, and there are many Section 4 startup companies that have come up. Which one is another Tihan. Tihan is Technology Incubation Hub for Autonomous Navigation. Now, under autonomous navigation, what we are doing is we make birds, right, which are automated. We make drones which are automated. Nowadays people are talking about gliders, right? They are talking about how to really control small particles. Even other day we were talking about that, can we make an ant, robotic ant, can we take so now you will see that along with the space, to take it to very very higher, I will say that to control each and every part of these small vehicles, people are even talking about how to make smart wings of the butterfly, so that you can take the butterfly into the space. You can make use of it for different defense or space related applications, where you can control it. And you can also see that, the other thing that we talk about, each such kind of aircrafts are having some kind of signal, communication signals, and that are being caught by the radars. Now, can you design, some of the wings? Can you design some of the material where the radar signal can be hidden? It can absorb the signals, right? What are those signals called? They are called metamaterials, which will absorb them. Okay, so there are very it's from the engineering point of view, you will have to think about how to design something such that when the ray come and fall on the aircrafts, or when it falls on the spacecraft, so it will get absorbed. When it gets reflected, your antenna will catch it, right? So that way you will see that these are the things that really works out. So now coming to what are how to really advance it to different kind of things. So robotics, you will see that lot of work is going on, and there are many colleges which are starting robotics and intelligence systems kind of programs. And similar to that, our department, mechanical and aerospace engineering, in IIT Hyderabad has also started master's program in robotics and intelligence system. Now, when we talk about robotics and intelligence system, you can design something which, let us say, starts from the land, right? Then it goes into below atmosphere, then it goes into the space, right? Now, if you try to see that our Chandrayaan, which was launched, when it was launched on 23rd August 2023, right? That was the historical day we should never forget. And there was, so there you will see that all these spacecrafts and all goes from land, then go to the below atmosphere, where you will see there will be a lot of drag, where heats will be generated, and then it will go into the space. So now there is another thing which is coming out, is space robotics. Okay, space robotics is again a very very upcoming field, and many people are trying to work it. Now the question is, why, if you can ask me why I should study space. So you will see that we have to study space, because not just it is required from the point of view of the defense related objective of the nation, but it also requires how you can innovate in communication, right? So you will see that until now we can communicate very freely on the land. Now we are hearing that when you are flying in the aircraft, then uh, people are going to start the communication over there also. So now for that, what you need to do, you need to create a space station, you need to create constellation of satellites which can transfer this signal, and so that you should be able to talk while you are traveling in air, right? So it means that it will again help you to be in contact with your mom or dad or friends when you are again flying in air, right? Now when next other thing that happened after Chandrayaan was on 13th October 2024, and nobody can forget what really happened. And that happened that day. You know that SpaceX, launches Starship's flight, and it also came back from this like that used rocket. It came back and sat on the lander, right? So that was demonstrated first time, and that created another, milestone in the history of space research. And now it has given confidence to. We did it on, see, the same thing we did it on the moon, right? So you remember, after the lander was there on the moon. So our scientists also made it ping, it jumped off from the moon surface and went back. So such kind of, very exciting, and this is not minor, it is not very easy. It requires lot of iteration, algorithm management, communication. Now you might be feeling that how, communication with a satellite on moon is being communicated to India, on the land. So there are sets of stations, base stations are there are sets of satellites are there. So nearby, those communication passes through, and finally it reaches here. So such kind of, advancement are there. We should never ever think, below the excellence. And if India has to become the number one economy, we must train, and also our kids, the youngsters like you, should dream big, so that the flag which is there on the moon, Indian flag which is there on the south pole of the moon, you should carry it further, and make India proud. So another thing that happened after that, so I was talking in the chronological order from 23rd August 2023, where Chandrayaan was launched, then to SpaceX launch Starship flight, which happened on 13th October. And then another thing happened in 2024, and that was India tested its first hypersonic missile, right? So you can see lot of, that was one of very few nations where we have done all this. And so how to do hypersonic missiles or hypersonic aircraft and hypersonic, because see what really happens, you are nowadays, if I talk to you from the point of view of this defense system, right? So defense system job is to connect these any let us say missiles are coming or any space object is coming, it will communicate, and when it finds that okay, there is a danger which is coming up, then our missile system fires another missile at the rate, at the faster rate than that, so that it kills it before other missile reaches the destination. So now the question is, let us say we are having subsonic missile and somebody has fired hypersonic missile. So even if our space defense system catches the presence of this hypersonic missile, and if we are having only subsonic, it will not be able to kill it, because hypersonic will run faster, right? So that's why you need to advance the speed. Now, the moment you advance the speed of these missiles, what really happens, you will have to rework the heat what kind of paints, what is the process, what is the material that has to be used, so that this burning or some problem related with the functioning of the missile should not happen, right? There is something called hyper velocity. Okay, so hyper velocity is another set. So if, let us say, our other, the guy who is firing hypersonic, then we should be having hyper velocity related profile missiles. We should run even faster than hypersonic, and it should go and kill it before it happens. Now the question is how to generate such kind of thrust to get such kind of missiles. So the question is, we need to design our engines. We need to design our thrusters. So, and what kind of propellant and how it has to work out. So these are the questions that we need to really ask. And there is something called scramjet engine technologies. And India has been working, and we have used scramjet engine technology in hypersonic missiles. And there are lot of, lot of requirements related with how you have to increase the production, how you can improve the fatigue strength of all this, then thermomechanical related problems, then automation. See what really other thing that happens when, so as I said, in the recent war games between Iran and Israel also you can see that. And these are all unfortunate, my dear friends. We don't want war. We should not be looking for such kind of opportunities, but you never know who has an evil eye on which country. So for the deterrent, you need to be ready. And if the nation is ready, if our common man is ready, if our students are ready, our scientists are ready, believe me, this nation is blessed with such resources, such talent, and such energetic people, like again this organization that is doing good job, that we will never be down. And as everybody says, even our Prime Minister, our Satish Reddy Garu, they are all working so hard to make the space and defense very, very strong in India. And we are, as you see, by doing all this kind of interesting work, where we have achieved now the fourth largest economy in the world, right? So people say fifth, fourth. So now there's a Germany, there's India, Japan, so it has just crossed Japan, but we are very near to Germany. And after that, there are so many, I would say that there are days will not be down the 10 years down the line. I'm sure with the support of, people like you, with the support of, motivated, talented people like you, on all our countrymen, we will be number one in the whole world, not just in terms of technology, in terms of happiness, but in terms of, like peaceful, loving nation. So, as I said, war is, we don't want war, but we need to be number one in technologies. And you will see that there are a lot of swarms of, these drones and all are being sent to attack the other nations. Now the question is how to control so many of them so smoothly, right? And there's another problem that happens, communication between the two, right? So when the communication between the two drones has to be done effectively well, then what kind of communication you should be using it? Whether you want to use 4G or 3G or 2G, so we have to go beyond it, right? So 5G, 6G, all, going away. What is really coming is the quantum communication, quantum technology that is bringing revolution in terms of communication. And now the question is how to achieve that. It means that you need to really sharpen your knowledge in terms of lasers. You have to sharpen your knowledge of making the waveguides through which the laser has to go. You have to sharpen your knowledge about the physics, right? You have, so these are so many things, are there, so many interesting things are coming together, which we really have to be proud of, that we are living in this age where it's, and so one thing is information is also available, many things, developments are also happening, lot of manufacturing, lot of technologies and the startups are coming in this area. I think I would say that not just one, two, three, you have billions, opportunities by our billions of countrymen. All of you are the one company itself, right? So if let us say even two of you start, so 2-3 disciplines you can combine together and start. I'm sure that not just Skyroot or Agnikul or Pixel or so and so, but we will have hundreds or thousands of companies working in this area, giving opportunities to them for the job, for applying their sharp mind and all that. So as I said, so is when you say space, you're right. So you may also, sometimes, like for example, many years back, even if you see going from one city to another city seems to be a very problematic. So how it got improved? It got improved by putting a network of good roads, right? The network, after that, designing comfortable buses or comfortable cars and all that. So if you try to correlate the same thing to the space, it means that you need to first design. So you can't really go with the aircraft in the space. You need to have a rocket, right? So you're going to sit in the rocket. It may happen, many people say nowadays, people ask that, where are you going during your summer vacation? So then somebody says, I'm going to Singapore, I'm going to Northeast, I'm going to JNK, I'm going to different places. I think the days are not far away when some of you will say, I'm going to Mars, I'm going to Moon, I'm going to different places, and with the help of these rockets. Very soon, I think very near, or one of our astronaut is also going to the space, and I think it's already being done, or this was just the news for a few days back or so. So that is also happening. India has been trying to establish space station, right? For that, you need to work. If you want to establish space station, you should be able to manufacture in space also. Now, can you develop a technology to manufacture something in space? Because your tools will fly in space. Now, so everything you have to make so that one can survive in space. Now, you have to also, work towards what are the clothes which are required once you start living in space. So people, sooner or later, you will see some of the population which slowly start living in the upper part. So it means that we need to, design all sort of things. One, like what you are going to wear, what are the things that you can carry, what are, how you are going to survive over there, what are the things you can eat there. These are, only few nations have been working in this area. And this is where the people like you should work hard to create an atmosphere such that, all of you should think beyond space. Earlier, we used to say, what we used to say? Never keep your thinking limited, but think above the cloud. So now what we say, think above the sky. Okay, there are a lot of things above the sky. There are a lot of opportunities over there. In a similar way, my dear friends, it is should not, you should never be just look up. You have to look down also. We have conquered only the land subspace, not completely above the space. Now you have to also look down into the sea. You will see that the next engagement after the space is all for, you know, what is the, who is the boss in the sea, right? And India, fortunately, and on the top of it you will see the southern part of India, if you see, are fortunate to have a longest, you know, border of India with the sea. And we have been like, you know, DRDO, like ISRO, even our naval research institutes, even our, you know, many forces, they are trying to like they also have to work very hard, right, to get a boss. So you'll see that many times pirates are going through. Which name comes up? Our Indian Navy, you know, save them. Even recently you saw that there was one accident in sea, and it was the Chinese were traveling, and it was Indian Coast Guards who were first to, you know, save them. So if you look at that particular point, India has been very active, and I would say that you guys should never ever miss any opportunity to even go under the space, see the world. I had an opportunity to go to Andaman and Nicobar, and I went inside the sea and saw the beautiful creatures and a lot of things interesting. You should learn how to survive in space. If you look at, you know, not very far away country like uh, where you will see that people have started making offices under the sea. People have started making, once the space station and colony start happening, they will start living in upper space also, right? So, you know, land, the fight over the land has become very limited. It is the fight over who is the boss of the sea, who is boss of the sky. The rest of the things now has become, I would not say less important. It is important, and we have the control over it. But what we need, our next generation of the technologists, the experts, that they should explore so much in the space and in the marine and undersea technologies, so that our nation and the people be happy as they are. And with these words, I would like to, you know, say thank you again to Naresh Garu, you know, for the invitations. Now the question is like how you should get started in these areas. So first, follow ISRO, follow programs conducted by IITs and ISEs. Okay, robotics, join some aerospace or robotics club. There are some programs, that is, there is something called, I do not know how many of you know, there is something called IISS Bangalore, where Institute of Smart Structure and Smart Material. So there are also, you know, a lot of space related activities that goes on, and in fact the president of that society was also our former defense advisor, Dr. Atre. So you see that these are, you know, like our KIYE, similar to that, many chapters are there which conducts these, you know, hackathon and all that. You guys should go there, if not to just, you know, participate, just to get enrolled for learning coding, for knowing orbital mechanics, underwater mechanics, then data science, right? You should be participated in build projects, then compete among the students in space contest. And with this, you'll see that the future, with this thing, I would say that the future awaits the moon bases. The future awaits Mars missions. The future awaits asteroid mining. There are a lot of asteroids with the dead planet. Lot of material, important materials are there. Do you want to bring those materials back to Earth to find out the uses for humanity? Yes, why not? There is a space tourism that is going on. We have to explore that, my friends. So there are a lot of opportunities in engineering, there are a lot of opportunities in science, there are a lot of opportunities in design, and per se, there are a lot of opportunities for the policy of how the space should be handled. We are not, there are international order for the boundaries. Still there are fights. You see the fight between Russia, Ukraine, you see the fight between Iran, Palestine, and all that is happening. We are not able to even shout out these small issues on the land. Now the question will come, what should be the policy for sharing the border of space? What should be the policy for sharing the border of marine? And that tells us that if we are not forming a very serious, very intelligent policy for all this, again, there will be some kind of, engagement, disengagement towards which space belongs to me and that in the water, in the space. So there's an opportunity for youngsters like you to understand and find out the solution for such kind of problem. You should be making an important law related with this, right? The law which governs space, law which governs national as well as international laws, which governs nations, right? And that's why it is being said the earth is not just the cradle of humanity, but the mankind cannot stay in the cradle forever. It has to come out and explore more and more, because universe is waiting for you, my dear friends. And this was said by Konstantin Tsiolkovsky. And with this, I thank you all for the kind attention.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful words, and your words add value to the young mind future. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Now I request our guest, Professor Ashok Kumar Pandey, sir, to have a few questions from students. We now open the floor for a short Q&A session. If you have any questions, please drop them in the YouTube live chat and we'll address a few questions right now. Sir, there's a question from Miss Siri, that what are the AI tools are useful for aeronautical engineering students? Sorry to interrupt, sir. You are muted yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. See, friends, AI, you should be knowing that AI is basically a platform that is being provided to understand the data. What is important is the field, the physics. Okay, so we should not be looking for tools. So AI has to be used to sense what is coming, like a prediction, right? So for example, you want, if you just remember that in one of the very important example during the Russia and Ukraine war was the swarm of drones were sent to the bases in Russia, And those drones, with the help of AI, they scanned the weakest part on the aircraft which was parked on the base. And then, after finding out the weakest part, they dropped the bomb over there and it got damaged. Now, the question is how you are going to use AI. So, AI can do scanning of a structure and find out where it is strong and where it is weak. Second, so that can be used for, let us say, aircraft wing design, but you need to learn the mechanics behind the structure mechanics, aerodynamics structure, aeroelasticity, right? All these areas you will have to learn so that you can apply AI. So the tools will always be there. You have to anyway use Python for that. That is the biggest tool that the researchers in AI has given. So with the help of that, you should be applying that in the concept of aerodynamics design. Okay, so it's not just structure but different fields. For example, combustion, how to control the spray, how to control, let us say, how to, let us, when you have a sensors and it detects the birds, how to deflect the aircraft path. Who will decide? Suddenly you can't do it because there is a very friction of second. So the sensors that it senses, it should be processed at such a speed that it should be able to give it another control and it can be deflected. So path following and all that. Okay, so that's what I would say. AI, don't just study AI as AI. AI is a platform. You should study hard about knowing Python and different libraries which are available in Python for aeronautical engineering that you can search and study for designing the efficient aircrafts. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Sir, being an electronics student, I wanted to know that how does electronics play a key role in the space exploration, and what are the key area where actually an electronics student should focus?
Excellent question. So you'll see that, as I said, nowadays it is not about, you take something and throw it and it will go, right? Because earlier we used to study, if you are throwing something on the top, just right on the top, so if you throw a stone, it will go and come and hit you. So electronics has to decide what is the speed that you want to achieve before it goes out of the subspace, and then escape velocity is. Now all these things are measured by the sensors, right? And the most important thing for tracking all this sensor is something called IMU. What is IMU? Inertial measurement unit. So inertial measurement unit is such an important, sensor. In fact, our Dr. Satish Reddy Garu, he in fact made one IMU based on optical laser based. I would say that optical based IMUs. Now, India has been buying IMUs for different nations, and it is so costly. There are IMUs that are being made, but why those IMUs can't be used in space? Because there is a very less possibility of error in space. Okay, small deviation, your aircraft can. So let us say you are firing a missile, right? Or you're firing, something. If you are going to send it from one place to another, and small deflection, it may go to another place, right? So what is that sensor which is most important? So most important sensor is IMU. IMU is called inertial measurement unit. It consists of gyroscopes. Okay, MEMS gyroscopes. And what does gyroscope does? It measures angular position, angular rotation. Then there are accelerometers, which measures the acceleration, right? Then there is something called magnetometer, okay, magnetometer. So which works with the help of Earth's magnetic field and all. So when you combine these three sensors together along with the controllers, you have to work out. So even if you design controller for one sensor, let us say accelerometer by the way is used for your iPhones that you use or different devices. So you see that it whenever we see image and if you rotate, it flips, right?
Yes.
Do you think that it is just happening because you want to do it,
Mhm.
or there is a sensor inside, and you have gyroscopes, you have accelerometer inside, but in space you require a very sensitive these sensors. Gyroscope is one, accelerometer is one, and when you make magnetometer, the complete all these sensors, when they are closed and put into the use, it is called IMU. Okay, and that IMU is very crucial. I would say if every year India is paying a lot of money for this particular sensors, and those money can be used for the development of people of India. If the people of India can develop that sensor, so why not? I would say that this is a long pending technologies that we require, and you should do it. Second thing that is required, the communication between the wireless communication between the two sensors, right? So what are the different ways? How can you kill the noise in the sensor? How can you amplify that small signal that comes up? Okay, so now as I said, quantum communication is, we people call it as a zero error communication, right? So that is another area that you should explore. Then in India, semiconductor related push is being given by the Prime Minister, and there is a national initiative that is being formed. So I would say that go explore, learn all this software. India is we are collaborating with different nations like Taiwan. We are collaborating with Japan, US. So where our people are being trained here in India or outside, and then so see there are a lot of companies which are looking India as the current destination. Now the question is, when lot of such technologically important companies are coming to India, are they coming to India because they want to just produce cheap product? The question is no. They now believe that India technology is at par with the world, and it is their education system, their scientists, their students who are doing really good. But now the responsibility lies on us. If see current technology is mobile, or you see slowly MROs are coming, right? Maintenance, repair of aircraft and operations. So how we should learn those things quickly so that when those companies are here, they want our help to do it. We should be ready. If we don't learn ourselves, we don't skill ourselves in all these areas, what will happen? They will say, Baba, tata, bye bye, right? So we should, you should pull up yourselves. You say, nobody is this. You can say that the first rank in another 10 years for the nation is occupied, and that is occupied by none other than India, and we will do it. All of you should do it. Okay?
Definitely, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And sir, there is another question from Gauss Sheikh, that what skills or certifications should he focus on if he want to work in the space related cyber security?
Very good questions. See, in cyber security, there are lot of things going on. I'm not a specialist in that area, but at the same time, I would say that see, it is like this. if you can make a stronger lock than others, so you are safe, right? So when you are, so it is the same thing. If you can put basically different layers of security in the communication in the cyberspace, you are safe. So I can hit one wall, right? Then I should, so it means that when you are trying to design all this, so the number of variables, the number of like objectives for that should be even much more than what is the existing one. So that's why you will see that even in antivirus companies, when they design, when they gives updates, right? It's not that one day they give you the antivirus software, you are safe. Even a minutes later, there can be another malware attack. So they have to keep on updating that. It means new things have to be done. So in cybersecurity, I would say that the courses related with antivirus things that you can do is then blockchain. Okay, blockchain is another sector where you should try to understand the algorithm, and that may be because you see that lot of currencies, block coin currencies are going on and all that, and there is an algorithm which is, so that is also a security challenge, I would say. So look for all this. I would say that take some good like cyber fundamental cyber security course, and based on that, the experts who gives the introduction, they will give you more specific answers to your query, that what should be next by next. So for example, first we do first class, then studying something we go to second, third, fourth and fifth, and after that we do 12th. So as we keep on going to higher education, the layer of knowledge opens. Okay, so same way, you start with one. If you are so interested, start with the introductory cybersecurity course, and after that you should slowly become specific where you want to focus, blockchain or something, antivirus, or some different level. So that's what I would say.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the next question is from Kirtan Reddy, sir. What is your advice for the fourth year of mechanical engineering students?
What is his name?
Kirtan Reddy, sir.
Kirtan, you are the boss being mechanical engineer. Because I'm telling, because I'm also mechanical engineer. See, this is the time when once we say that the mechanical engineering is always evergreen. Why we say this? When there is a work in drones, you have to understand the aerodynamics, you have to understand the structure, you have to understand the design of all. This is where the mechanical engineer comes. Now you see there are a lot of robotics related programs, companies and all are coming. Robotics is the key part of mechanical, right? So how the legs of the robot should work, who is going to control? There is a mechanism, right? Linkages, mechanisms and all that. So this is again mechanical. Now the question is, of course, these are all interdisciplinary field, and you have to learn controls, you have to learn mechanics, you have to learn dynamics. Okay, so all these, robotics is, I would say, the upcoming. Drones is already going on. You don't have to say. If you want to let us say make manufacturing in space, for the space manufacturing from mechanical is again useful. 3D printing is already, I mean, man, you should say what's more, already there. So many opportunity in mechanical engineering.
Yes, thank you, sir. Sir, there's a question by Mr. Vinay. I'm conveying his message as, good evening, sir. I'm a final year aeronautical engineering student from Mahavir Institute of Science and Technology. I'm very much interested in gaining hands on experience. Could you please guide us on the process to apply for internships at IITH? Also, does IITH provide any kind of support or mentorship through its incubation center for students' innovations?
Yeah, thank you for asking this question. So, as I said, we are mechanical and aerospace engineering at IIT Hyderabad. So, our department consists of people who are experts in space, who are expert in mechanics, who are expert in manufacturing. In fact, the largest 3D printing was built and designed in IIT Hyderabad in our department. Okay, and that was now, what for? It was for aerospace application. It was for another application. So different application. So when you make largest 3D printing, it means you can also print largest material, largest components, right? Now coming, so we have also wind tunnels, right? So this is another, after designing aircrafts, also designing small copters, you need to also understand what are the aerodynamic forces which are acting on it. So you have to keep it in the wind tunnel. So there are subsonic wind tunnels, there are hypersonic wind tunnels. Then you will have to talk about the wind tunnels where you can do hyper velocity test, right? So we have facilities till hypersonic, and you are already also, you are welcome to contact any of our faculty member, write to them anytime. They will love to host you for the internship. Now, what are the different opportunities? What is the best time, I would say? So there are students who apply for their project in the final year with our faculty member in the lab. So that you can do it. If you are around, you can write to them, you can visit, you can be there in their lab. There are, during summer time for 3 months, in fact, our institute also offers something called Sure Internship Program, and around 300 fellowships are being provided to them. And this is one of the largest, funded internship in the institute. So please apply to that. All meritorious candidate can get that fellowship. Other than that, those who don't get, please write to the faculty member. They would love to host the students in their lab, because we would like to interact with young minds like you, to give you advice, to teach you, the skills which are required for the new technologies. So 2 to 3 months time during summer is always welcome for any number of students. But during semester, those who are working for a semester projects, they should, there it is limited, because even we provide hostel during the summer time, but it is difficult to provide hostel during that time. Okay, there are internships program by DST, from the government, from ISRO, from many places. But yeah, ITH host very good. So for example, my lab itself this year is having around 4 interns from NITs and some other institute. So we are and there are a lot of different areas they are having. So please write to them. They are all welcome. They welcome you to interact with them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, there is another question from EC student, Murali Krishna. Any suggestions to EC students, sir?
EC student, I would take it as the communication. Last time some student asked question related with what is there for electrical, what is there for communication. I already answered that. There are lot of things that is going. Please develop IMU. Okay, IMU is something that you have to really develop it for the country, and this will be another revolution. Okay, that will be another revolution in the space sector. And when you are developing all this, you should also know another problem will come when you put such IMUs in underwater. What will be the communication range? What will be the compatible range? So keep your mind open and work on these. It all require microelectronics. It all requires communication. It also required ASIC design and electrical controls. So one device can have all the even mechanical works in this area. Okay, so one device can have all the streams of ECE, and you should explore it.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, there is a question from Sindhu. What role does aerospace engineering play in ISRO's human spaceflight program?
Yeah, so see, in space craft program where our Air Force officer is going, so like it ISRO plays a lot. They are only doing all the testing here. Okay, now the question is, after you do, because there was ISRO has a lot of expertise, lot of things that they have done. So now like how the human should behave, how it should be sent. So all the tests are being done here in ISRO. Okay, the only thing is when the astronauts go, they have to go together. They can't be alone. Even if, let us say, me and you are being sent to other city alone, nobody is there around. Don't you feel scared? So it's not about scary. It's about, in space. So we are humans, right? You cannot really be alone forever. So after you reach workstation, anything that can be worked to help each other or to control different components of it, then let us say to manage something, to talk to each other, then how. So these are the things which are human. Let us say human behavior is another study you can do. Then how the suit should be, right? What level of blood pressure that goes up and down when a human goes there. So, and all these tests are being done in ISRO, right? So there's a lot that they are doing. I would say this is nothing. You will see in another few years. It is we who will be everywhere.
Yes.
Okay, so
thank you, sir. Sir, there's another question from Vinay that, sir, does IIT Hyderabad have dedicated aerospace laboratory? Would it be possible for students like us to visit and learn from those facilities?
yes, friends. As I said, during summer time, our labs are open to all of you. Okay, and please apply for internships. Even if you want one day of visit, please write to me through your KIYE Foundation. We will arrange a visit there. We have drone facilities. We have hypersonic and wind tunnels where subsonic tunnels are there. We have even flight simulators, right? We have propulsion labs. We have so many, like I would say structural composite is another very important component of this spacecraft body. So we know how to make the composite layers and then do the processing and all those things are there. And we have impact testing machine which was built and designed in our department. And so is all these things are open. It's not, as I said, we are only one department in the whole country where mechanical and aerospace are together. At other place you will see aerospace and mechanical are separate. So you will see the facilities of aerospace, facilities of mechanical, or many of these things are there. So please, we welcome you to plan your visit. We'll be happy to coordinate.
Thank you so much, sir, for that opportunity. Sir, there's a next question from Taj Unisa that can you explain the significance of cryogenic engines in launch vehicles like GSLV?
I'm really sorry, I don't know cryogenic technology, So myself being the vibration expert, so I won't be able to tell about it. But when you write to me, I can get the answer from my colleagues and let you know.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, we'll ask them to write a letter. Sir, can you please elaborate on the role of robotics in enhancing mission safety and efficiency for ISRO?
Very good question. And this is what I want you, all of you, to really work on it. See, the point is robotics is such an important thing. So we have people who are coming from, different countries talking about robotics, and it's not just space robotics, underwater robotics. Okay, so I would say, because see, there is something called, when something is being launched, you will not be there, right? What will be there is the machinery, the controls, and all those navigation. Navigation is another, so it means that navigation. So to have an accurate navigation, what you require? IMUs. To have more good control, what you require? Motors,
Yeah.
right? Now, again, this is another important area. Okay, see, we have motors which can run faster, but can you make a motor which will not be having any hysteresis effect? Let us say if you rotate it like this and come back to this, you will see that there will be miss. The path, it will go like this. When it come back, it may not follow the same path. There is something called hysteresis effect, and good motor with slow speed, right, is the key. That technologies you will have to build. Micro pumps, micro motors, right, and very accurate, noiseless. All these are the important areas to control the launches, because it will control pressure, it will control the timing and all. So even robots will have. Let us say if I'm having this. So what will happen? Motor will be here, right? Then there will be some pump which will push, hydraulic pump which will push, so that my this hand can move like this, or you can install here motor which will move like this. So it means that I can't have a small motor for big heavy thing like launch vehicle. I should have some very like rugged system like hydraulics, and when hydraulics is there, most of the time you will see that it works very, very well. So aircraft industry basically is flourishing, is very safe, barring few unfortunate incident that also happened in India in last week. So it is more or less safe, and thanks to its hydraulic related control. Okay, it's very accurate to that point. So I would say robotics has a big role to play in launch vehicles, because sometimes burning, that many times you will see that ISRO counts 10, 9, 8, and when they reaches 2, sometimes they say abort the program, right? Why? Because it may happen that the combustion, propulsion, thrust it requires to push the rocket may not be sufficient. Now, these are the things that they are trying to do it. Now, aborting, let us say, any mission means a delay of few more days. Now, if you are having robot set up over there, which can measure the effect error in the launch, right, and correct it, auto correct it, because you consider it as a human without any heart, right, and any sense which can so it's a mechanical sense, so it can correct it. Let us say if the bolt is, sometimes these missions are failed because of one bolt, nut and bolt, which is not tightened properly, and because you are having sensors all, so it also tells you what is the strength that is achieved, what is the thrust that is achieved. So it means that can you do autocorrect of those things? There is a question to all of you youngsters who should be looking for developing such kind of robotics technology, autonomous technology to control uh, our like launch vehicle launch for launch vehicle. I would say conditioning and monitoring. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Sir, there's another question from Rukmani Singh that, sir, any advice for school students?
School students, to my surprise, are very smart, and we call them what are Gen X, Gen G, and Gen Alpha, right? so so they are one of the most updated, I would say, the guys in India and the world nowadays, because they have all the information, what is happening in space, what is happening in underground, what is happening. But just to give an advice to them, focus on your fundamentals, gentlemen. Focus on your fundamentals. This is what is the key for all the AI or robots and space that you are going to do. Learn physics well, learn maths well, learn like uh, even science well, different which involves chemistry, physics, and all, because ultimately you history says that the nation which is superior in technologies are celebrated, right? Now we want to become a nation with uh, like advanced technology, a peaceful nation with advanced technology, a peaceful nation. To be at peace, we also require advancements into the technology so that nobody should, you know, disturb our peace, right? The India is a very beautiful country with a lot of interesting people here. And there should see nowadays you will see one Twitter, one Twitter about any, and many people start believing it, right? We should not follow the any like blindly. We should not follow anything. We should be aware. We should think with our mind. Believe in yourself, believe in your thoughts, then you take action. Don't follow bad advices. Don't because you see, as the youngsters grow after 13, 14 years, that is the time that you start thinking about many things, and you have to control yourself and find out where I should go, what I should do to make the country beautiful, right? To make your home beautiful, so that your parents, your friends, your family, or the whole country is proud of you. So this is my advice, that whatever you do it with heart, and do it keeping the basic in mind. Don't try to follow the shortcuts. That is always dangerous. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, there's a next question from Nandini. What are the main challenges faced when designing spacecraft for long duration missions like Gaganyaan or Chandrayaan?
See, one of the major challenges that our scientists say is, when you are going for a long distance. Of course, let us say you are going from traveling by train. Nowadays there are pantry cars which are available. Let us say I am taking out the pantry car box from the train and sending you from Bangalore to Delhi. What will happen? And you have a limited space. So in your bag, of course, you know that when you are traveling from Bangalore to Delhi, and there is no way you can get food on the way, so you will pack sufficient, but your bag is also limited, right? You cannot have the full compartment. You can put all your eating stuff in the full compartment. You have to keep it under the limited luggage capacity. After you do that full, you put all the eating stuff in that bag. You start from Bangalore. Now you know that in 2 days you are going to reach, or 1.5 days you are going to reach Delhi. You will decide how much after 2 hours you are going to eat, so that When I reach Delhi, I should not feel hungry. If you feel hungry, what will happen? You may collapse. You may, start screaming for help, and then you will have to get some food from your co-passengers and all that. But when you are traveling in space, you will not have any co-passenger to give food. So when these aircraft starts journey from the land, they and smaller and smaller, you will have smaller fuel, smaller propellants, right? So you need to smartly design how much to burn, okay? When to, fire the stages of these rockets. That was the key of Chandrayaan. So it is like a management of fuel, the path and control and timing. Small things matters. So I would say that in most of the cases, it is the fuel. How you can really optimize the fuel for that long journey is the key.
Thank you, sir. Sir, before going to the next question, I want to take a permission that can we have some more questions like 2 or 3, sir?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, there's the next question from Ravina Reddy that how many stages does GSLV have?
I'm sorry, I don't know, Ravina. You will
Thank you, sir. Sir, there's the next question from Mr. Sai that what is the route map to get into the DRDO or ISRO?
See, ISRO DRDO conducts when you have done. See, they also require like scientists. They also require different types of personals like human resource. They, of course, scientist strength is the biggest in DRDO. So if you are pursuing your opportunities as a scientist in DRDO, you should be doing your bachelor, right? And sometimes even BSc in chemical materials also gives you some opportunity, but a little bit it is limited. So I would say that after doing your bachelor in different fields, DRDO conducts some national level interviews. Okay, so the forms are being out, and then their interviews are being conducted. So through that you can go. Second way is like if you want to look for shorter opportunities to work with scientists in DRDO, there are projects as JRF or SRF or research associate. They bring it out. You please apply there. You work there for, I mean, that duration can be up to 5 years also, up to 3 years also. So these are all project specific. So after doing your bachelor, you can first have exposure to DRDO related research by joining as JRF or SRF in the project floated by the scientist. You should look for advertisement by the DRDO labs that is available. Okay, so these are the things you can go. Or sometimes it's, I think nowadays DRDO doesn't take any scientists to placement, but there's a national level test, and also there are some as per the requirement they bring out some vacancy through the lateral entry. So that is also after PhDs or even higher degree, those opportunities are also open, but they are very limited.
Thank you, sir. Sir, as an electronic student, I wanted to know, sir, can you recommend some resources like books, papers, or some courses for which as an electronic student, I can go into the ISRO or DRDO field?
Book and paper. See, one thing that you guys should start looking at. There are a lot of new research that is happening in this sector. Okay, you should try to read journals related with the space technology. There is a aeronautical societies are there. Okay, there is IEEE society, IEEE journals are there. one is called American Institute of Aeronautical Association, Aeronautical or Aerospace related association. So they have AIAA journals are there, right? Then NAL and HAL in our country, they are the biggest aerospace labs. They also bring out lot of journals, lot of research is happening. See, space research is not all about DRDO. Okay, and let us come out of this defense related thing and only think about DRDO. DRDO of course does lot for uh, uh, space, but there are organizations like ISRO, there are organizations like National Aerospace Laboratory, there is a organization like Hindustan Aeronautical Limited, HAL. So in Hyderabad, HAL is having electronics related unit. You guys should. So BEL is there, Bharat Electronics, which works on designing different components for space related technologies. BEL Bangalore. Then you are having in Hyderabad another electronics related company. So I would say, don't just, when you want to make your career, don't just think DRDO. Okay, there are so many in India which are not really known. So please explore. Don't blindly go just DRDO, DRDO. Everywhere you will see, you will have limited opportunities. So we are having so many people in India, right? So many youngsters. Not all can be taken into one organization. So you should try to make into lot of other space related electrons. So electronics people can go to BEL, they can go to HAL, they can go to, there are even Air India is having a lot of schools, right? There you can go. There is also flight control related driving schools, or I would say the institute, which are available. There you should go. You want to become astronauts, you want to become air hostesses. Of course, you should also know electronics, being air hostess, so that you should know which button to press at the right time, and what if the case arise, you should use your technological knowledge, right? So after, and it's all open after graduation. So graduation is your BTech also, your BSc also, your many other BA in some particular course that you do. So I would say opportunities are limited, and sooner than later. For example, I remember 5 years back, not very large. So many people were debating, will or will not EV will be there in India? Can you answer? EV is there in India, right? Everywhere it is moving around the roads of India. There are charging stations available. It's all getting fit. It is running completely. Scooters are being run all over. So the doubts that we are having is all being shattered. And see, it is just a matter of time that you will have aircrafts, you will have, I would say another air hostesses for spacecraft, which is going into the Mars. That may be required. Why not? So
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. Sir, there's a next question from Bhavana that how does ISRO maintain cost effectiveness while achieving such success rates in its mission?
see, this is, I will not tell on behalf of my ISRO friends and colleagues. It is, they we should really appreciate their effort, that they are really doing a lot of work uh, uh, under the constraint of finances, and optimizing things within that particular budget, and ultimately with so much of accuracy they are launching such vehicles which are very, very important from the point of view of nation security, as well as exploring the sky, and also exploring minerals in. So it is, we say na, requirement is the birth of innovation, and similar to that, we want to do something. Sometimes we don't have food, we don't have food at home, so we eat only one time food, morning, and work hard throughout, and another morning we eat and do it. So fortunately now that is not the case, but when they started, they really see the budget, small budget is being given, we have to work out, it's like within how to, because they work on important, see, focus, it is all about, focus on important technologies. Now, what are the different ways to reduce the cost? Let us say a cost, I'll take a very simple example. One satellite manufactured in India, another satellite manufactured in US, let us say. Similar to that, and before I give you this comparison, I want to give a comparison of iPhone, which is nowadays many people are discussing. iPhone manufactured in India and iPhone manufactured in US. The function of both will be same. You will also hear the voice of your mother when she calls you, either from India or US, right? Now the question is why the cost is more? Because the things which are fabricated there the salary, manpower cost is more, the processing time cost is more. So everything is having higher side, right? So ultimately, let us say even the phone which comes out from that factory, so the cost, total cost in making is more, hence the prices will come out. But if it is made in India, if these technologies, let us say, are made in India, here many things are available at lesser cost, right? Let us say sensors, if we are making, the cost will reduce. So the price of these things will also cut down. So I would say one simple rule that ISRO follows when they take up any project, okay, any mission, we should really thank them. They generate lot of parallel industries along with that mission in India. Okay, so let us say if you require motor, they will develop, they will support the local industries to start working in motor. If there is a control, they will support local to start working in controls. And recently in Chandrayaan, basically there was one MEMS gyroscope, okay, which was designed by one of the great professor in ISC. His name was Professor Rudra Pratap. Okay, so along with him, his student Dr. Jay Prakash, he was my also lab mate. I also worked with him. So they designed a gyroscope. Now it is a complete product and it is still in the Chandrayaan. Okay, so so if you develop that kind of sensor in India at the local industries, obviously the cost will cut down. Sensor from US and use it in my satellite. So the cost, let us say if it cost here 1,000 rupees, there it will cost 1 lakh rupees. Do you understand? So that's how the cost, ISRO is able to reduce the cost by developing the industries around, technologies around, and not, like the products are also performing equally well, right? And in some cases, even more accurate, much better than the others.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for those interactive answers. Your answers were inspiring and motivating, sir. As we come to the close of this remarkable session, I invite Miss Siri to present vote of thanks. Miss Siri, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Siri from final year student Aeronautical Engineering, Mahavir Institute of Mahar Institute of Science and Technology. It is indeed a great honor to me deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Kalam Institute of Youth Excellence Foundation for today's inspiration session of Aryabhata Space Utsav Lecture-3. a part of a year-round space lecture series celebrating 50 glorious years of India's first satellite. First and foremost, I extended my deepest gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Ashok Kumar Pandey Garu, head professor of Mechanical Aerospace Engineering at IIT Hyderabad, for sharing his profound knowledge and advancements in the space technology. Sir, your words have truly ignited a scientific curiosity and passion among all of us. A heartfelt thanks to the all entire organization KYE team for showing a relentless efforts and have been made this event grand success. Your dedication and national pride to continue to inspire students and educators alike. A special thanks to all the students and faculty members, educators, and the space enthusiasts who joined alive today. Your participation and strength to our mission and transforming youth and building an Atmanirbhar Bharat in a science and technology. Dr. Satish Reddy Garu, former of Chief DRDO of mentoring KYE and inspiring with us, your vision and leadership is filled to make defense and aerospace. Thank you to the Prakash Chaudan Garu and Director of NRSC and mentoring the Aryabhata Space Utsav Lecture-3. Is the strength to you supporting me in the Space Lecture series. This session is a powerful reminder that space is the next destination and we must be explored together. Before I conclude, I invite to everyone to stay connected with us. Join our WhatsApp channel, subscribe to YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram. Please do visit official website for more updates. Mark your calendar and our next Aryabhata Space Utsav lecture series will be held on 19th July 2025. I will look forward to your enthusiasm participation once again. Let us carry forward the legacy of Aryabhata and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam by nurturing a scientific temper and building a future lead of innovations and knowledge. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Siri, for those wonderful words of gratitude. And I would like to add special thanks to Director NRSC Dr. Prakash Chauhanji for being part of Aryabhatta Space Utsav. And I also want to add value to the event by thanking Chairman of ISRO and ISRO family for the guidance and support from NRSC ISRO. And my special thanks to Ashok Kumar Pandey sir for joining us. And I also thank everyone who joined us. Thank you for being part of Lecture 3 of Aryabhatta Space Utsav. Let's continue this exciting journey together as we explore new things in science and space. And I request everyone to subscribe our YouTube channel KIYE Foundation for future sessions and also join our official WhatsApp channel for updates and announcements. Let's stay connected, stay curious, and keep reaching for the stars because truly we strongly believe that space is the next destination. Let's explore it. Have a wonderful evening.